Yo, what is up, y'all? I am finally back with a new personal best. My old time was 12 minutes and 49 seconds, and my new PB is 12 minutes and 3 seconds. So it's a pretty big time cut by about like 45 or so seconds, which I like doing when I don't really have a lot of PBs for a while. And I'm especially proud of this run because, as you can see, I got like no food here. I got 2 potatoes. There were a bunch of animals here, but I decided just not to go for them because it would have been a really big pain to try to get these animals cooked when they're so close to the water like that. So I just decided to try going for the no food run, which is something I really need practice with anyway, and I think I played it pretty well here. Um, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a whole lot of logs here just because there's only 2 trees. So I didn't have quite as many beds as I wanted, but it kind of worked out fine. I got 8 logs, which isn't horrible. I think I'll be able to craft like 7 beds with the remainder of the wood. So overall, not too horrible or anything. But yeah, this is actually my first actual RC session in probably like a couple weeks or so, because I've been grinding a lot of like ranked privates, FSG, and just other stuff to kind of improve my mechanics a little bit. And I actually also did my first 5 placement matches for the ranked season. And I was able to get into Emerald 1, which was pretty sick because that's new peak elo for all time. I think last season I got into gold, like gold 2. I didn't really play that all that much that season anyway, but yeah, I think I went 4 for 1. I won 4 and lost 1, and so that put me in Emerald 1. That was pretty sick. Being able to get into peak elo as literally my first rank ever, or my first actual rank. Like I completely skipped gold, which was pretty nice. I haven't really played a whole lot of ranked since then because I kind of have a thing where anything slightly PvP related, I get a little bit stressed sometimes, which is kind of funny considering that if you're coming from my old channel, you know me probably from my PvP/Bed Wars stuff. It's just kind of weird. Usually I kind of like, if I haven't played PvP stuff in a while, I get like really stressed if I'm going back into it. So I think I just gotta play more ranked and like get kind of back into the flow of it. I don't really know why that happens with me. Because ranked is literally just like not even like actual PvP. It's just you speedrunning against another guy. So I think I just gotta do more speedrunning and ranked, and then I should be fine. Also, I get no terrain here, and so I'm just kind of desperately trying to find any semblance of terrain, and that doesn't really end up working. I keep doubling back, which probably lost me some time. I should have just bit the bullet and just dug through the wall. But this actually ended up kind of working out for the better because I ended up actually going into a good spot to dig, and then put me perfectly in the bottom of the bridge section of bridge. And I'm so glad that I have finally PB'd with something other than stables, because the stables is my least favorite bastion, and I haven't PB'd with bridge in a long time, and so being able to go back to the goat is honestly pretty sick, because yeah, and the chalice is relatively in an open spot. I just wanted to check to make sure I didn't have any piglins around, because back behind me there's like a pretty much a perfect section for them to jump up on me. There's just an Enderman. Okay, yep. Enderman is just going up in my grill, like, bro. Anyway, if you've been in my streams, you probably know that it is my goal to get a sub 10 by 2026, and I definitely think I'm not gonna be able to get that by 2026 just because of just how bad the seeds I roll are. I know I'm capable of it with a good enough seed, but I think that that's just a little bit unrealistic. But I wasn't necessarily expecting to do it anyway. Kind of what I like to do is I like to like shoot for the stars as much as possible, and then so that even if I miss, I end up in the clouds. It's just kind of like a philosophy that I have, that if I set a really high goal, then that'll most likely end up like averaging out to like a pretty decent like end result. Like if I just like had a goal of like a sub 13 by 2026, I might not have been able to push as hard to get this run, and so I would have just been happy with the 1249 that I got. And so I'm still trying to see if I can get a sub 12 or sub 11 by 2026. I'm not necessarily sure if I can do it, but I really want to be able to get at least a sub 12, because this run came really close, and I'm not gonna be taking like another like 3 week break from RSG, so I definitely think I can do it. I'm more than capable of it. Like, if, for example, if I had gotten food this seed, then I definitely would have hit a sub 12. But it's just kind of a curse I have that a lot of my PBs end up being, there's like one thing that ends up going wrong with it, or like something I don't get. Like last PB, I literally had wood tools when I entered the Nether, so I had to get iron pick from Bastion. And then I think the run before that, I had to go get a buried treasure map from an ocean ruin because I couldn't get a spike, like a good spike. So hopefully next run I'll be able to break that curse and then have just a clean run with where I have everything I need. And I do my Pyre right here, and the fortress is pretty close, which is pretty good because I don't have a lot of health to pearl aggressively. So I kind of just decide to go to the other chest section to see if there's like terrain back there, and then I see that there's nothing here. But I decided to kind of make a decision here where I just go through this wall instead, because again, I don't have a lot of health, and so even if I was able to find terrain back at the Chalice area, I still probably would have entered the fort at very low health, and I would have to play it very safe. And so I figured it's better to just dig through the wall a little bit, and then hopefully get to the fort at higher health, so that I could blaze better, and also not have to worry too much about playing it extra safe. And so I think that ended up working out pretty well, because the fortress was literally just like right here. I ended up just X-raying. I don't know why, I don't know how I did that, but it was pretty sick. And there's just a spawner right here. There's also a good amount of strays that ended up being here, and there's just a wither skeleton here that I ended up overcooking way too much here, and then I just kind of panic, and then another run of blazes spawn. And at this point, I'm kind of just debating whether or not to even blaze bed or not, because I'm just getting so many spawns right now, and there's also those extra strays back there, and so uh, I pretty much, what I often do is, once I kill like the round of blazes that are here, depending on how many rods I get, I decide whether or not to blaze bed, because especially since I don't have a lot of string anyway. It's just something. It's just kind of a personal preference and playstyle. So I think both of these guys drop. Yeah. So I already have 6 rods, so I decided to just not blaze pet because I already have all my rods, and just go ahead and do my blind. And this is really nice because I can also death reset in the overworld since I have that bed pre-crafted. And I just do my bow die. And thankfully, I do not get caved. I haven't getting caved so much lately. It's it's so infuriating. I think yesterday I got a run where I think I blinded at like 6 minutes, and then I ended up being caved at like Y30 in a mountain biome where and I would have had to dig like 70 blocks, and that I just hate getting caved so much, just because it's just a time loss that you really can't really do much about. And my stronghold ends up being about 1,500 blocks, which is a little bit above average in terms of distance, but that's not a big deal. Lately I've also been having some really far blinds too. I think I had like a 2,400 block blind, and sometimes when I get really high blind or really big or large distance blinds like that, I end up remeasuring, because like I'm like, there's no way this is real, and then it ends up giving me a different measurement, and then when I go to those chords, it's not there, and then it ended up being at that 2,400 blocks, which is probably even more frustrating. But anyway, I can just kind of go back in the nether because I already did my pre-crafting, and I kind of don't really know where to go exactly. I do have a little bit of terrain here, fortunately, so I don't really have to dig a whole lot, which is really nice. I could have probably played like this terrain a little bit better. Like, that pearl could have sent me so much further than it did, and I'm kind of a little hesitating a little bit too much here. I need to work some more on my end games like this. I think it was like a 5 minute fork to finish split, which isn't bad. It's just above average for me. And this pearl right here, it was literally perfect. I kind of just decided to do a Haybaker pearl, without really without really much knowledge, just because I saw that there was terrain there, and oh yeah, there was an endermite behind, so that's kind of why I turned back and blocked him off there. And I kind of messed up his portal build a little bit because I was having nerves at this point because I'm like, wow, this could actually PB, which it did end up PBing, and yeah, there's just lava here, and I almost accidentally built a too wide portal there. You could see me doing a double take, and from here I think I played the end game pretty much perfectly. Other than me not having my pie chart calibrated, and so I have to take a second and fix that. But this nav I'm really proud of, because just because it's really scuffed nav, because there's just so much of everything, so much like weird generation here, and so it ends up just being here. And I'm kind of just like trying to play as fast as I can to get the sub 12, which obviously it didn't end up getting. And so I kind of organized my inventory first, which is something that I shouldn't be doing. And I see that it's 058, which I kind of panicked because I'm not great at doing the double pearl clip, but I do manage to hit it there. And this tower it's 91, which means that I only have to go up a few blocks, and I also overcooked this setup as well. And right here, I'm perfectly set up to do a 2+2, and then the fourth bed does nothing. Unfortunate. If I hit the 2+2, I definitely would have gotten the sub 12. But it's still a pretty good run. It's still a really good run actually, considering I didn't have any food, and yeah. So that's 1203. If you want to see more runs with commentary, make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully I'll get better at doing commentary soon enough. I'll just ask you to stay with me. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all later.